A food chain is a hierarchical series of organisms that depend on each other and coexist within the same ecosystem. The food chain can be represented in many different ways, and the two I have here is the pyramid diagram as well as a food web. Each food chain consists of 5 main levels, these being the decomposers, the producers, the primary consumers, the secondary consumers, and the tertiary consumers, which are the apex predators. Producers are the source of energy for the food chain, and these organisms are mainly vegetation such as trees, grass, wildflowers, or any sort of other vegetation. Since they're the producers, they're able to consume 100% of the energy that they make and receive the most energy out of the entire food chain. The primary consumers directly consume on the producers and only get 1/10 of the energy that the producers make. These organisms consist of squirrels or mice or even insects such as beetles or caterpillars. The secondary consumers prey on the primary consumers and once again only get 1/10 of the previous level or only 1% of the producer's original 100% energy. These organisms consist of snakes or frogs, or any sort of other secondary consumer. Tertiary consumers prey on secondary consumers and only get 1/10 of the secondary consumer's energy, or 0.1% of the producer's original 100%. In this particular ecosystem, the hawk is a tertiary consumer. Finally, decomposers take apex predators or tertiary consumers and turn them into nutrients to supply the producers with nutrient-rich soil. The food chain can also be represented with a food web, which shows the cycle of energy transfer between every organism before eventually returning back to the producers. Now let's say I remove this hawk from the entire ecosystem. What would happen? Well, first of all, the snakes would no longer have any natural predators and would be allowed to overpopulate. And as a result of this overpopulation, they would greatly diminish the mice population, which is their main source of food or energy. Also, a result of the hawk being removed from the ecosystem is that the mushrooms or decomposers would have nothing to decompose into nutrients to supply the producers. So, as a result of me removing that hawk or the apex predator from the ecosystem, the entire ecosystem would collapse, because the producers would no longer get any nutrients. Balance within the food chain is essential for the energy transfer within the ecosystem for every organism to thrive.